Thermal runaway in electric cars is a subject that has gained much attention as electric vehicles become more common. The term refers to a dangerous chain reaction that can happen inside a lithium-ion battery when one cell overheats and causes nearby cells to heat up as well. This creates a self-sustaining cycle where temperatures rise rapidly, gases are released, and in some cases fire or explosion can occur. While thermal runaway sounds alarming, it is important to understand how it happens, how rare it is, and what is being done to make electric cars safer. Lithium-ion batteries are made up of many individual cells, each storing and releasing energy to power the vehicle. Under normal conditions, these cells work safely and efficiently. However, if a cell is damaged, overcharged, punctured, or exposed to extreme heat, it can become unstable. When this instability leads to overheating, the chemical reactions inside the cell may spiral out of control. The heat spreads to neighboring cells, leading to thermal runaway. Because the cells are tightly packed together in a battery pack, once the process begins, it can spread very quickly. One of the reasons thermal runaway is so difficult to control is that the process generates its own oxygen. In a normal fire, removing oxygen can extinguish flames, but with a battery fire this approach does not work. The battery essentially fuels itself until the reaction ends. This is why electric vehicle fires are often harder for firefighters to put out compared to gasoline fires. In some cases, large amounts of water are needed to cool the battery, sometimes as much as 10,000 liters for a single car. Even after the flames seem to be extinguished, there is still a risk of reignition hours or even days later because the cells can heat up again from within. Although thermal runaway is a serious issue, it is important to remember that the actual risk is very low. Statistics show that electric cars are far less likely to catch fire than gasoline-powered cars. For every 100,000 cars sold, over 1,500 gasoline or diesel vehicles experience fires compared to just about 25 electric vehicles. This means that while thermal runaway is dangerous, the chances of it happening are extremely small. The dramatic nature of battery fires makes them more memorable and newsworthy, which creates the impression that they are more common than they really are. To reduce the risk further, car makers design batteries with multiple safety systems. These include cooling systems to regulate temperature, protective casings to shield the cells, and electronic monitoring that prevents overcharging or deep discharging. Some manufacturers are also working on new battery types such as solid-state batteries, which are expected to be more stable and less likely to suffer from thermal runaway. In everyday life, drivers rarely need to worry about thermal runaway. Following manufacturer guidelines for charging, avoiding exposure to extreme heat, and not tampering with the battery pack are usually enough to keep the risk near zero. While the science behind thermal runaway is complex, the bottom line is simple: electric cars remain a safe and reliable choice for modern transportation.